So I want to share something with you that has completely changed my life around. More importantly, trading. But then in the areas where I didn't think this was going to be possible, it completely changed everything. And I think, to be fair, bringing that into trading is what made my trading absolutely unbelievable. Welcome back, everyone. Really do appreciate it. Getting us over 10,000, which is excellent. And in today's video, as you know, I love Stoicism. I speak about Stoicism all the time. And some people might switch off here and say, I'm not too sure. But for those of you that obviously take your life seriously, take your trading seriously, and get really good value in our videos, you're going to stay around because you know that these videos are a game changer for you. So today, there is something that I preach about all the time, but I've actually never really done a deep dive video into it. So today I'm going to speak about this. And in the Stoic philosophy, there is one key principle, and actually I would say it's the foundation. And for most of you that have already watched these videos or know me, you know what I'm just about to say. But it's the dichotomy of control. And what do I mean by that? Well, first of all, you need to know where it come from. And that was Epictetus, that he did it many moons ago in the philosophy of Stoicism. And the dichotomy of control is what basically this philosophy is based upon. And how that is going to be crucial and probably, I would say probably 90% of your trading moving forward is what I'm just about to share with you. So let's have a look at it from this way, right? The dichotomy of control is what we can focus on and what we cannot focus on. But to break it even more down, it's what do we have the power to do with our control, and what do we have the power to not do with our control. And this is coming where we must be emphasizing on the latter of what I just said. Now, the concept, as you know, comes from Epictetus, right? But the core idea behind it is distinguishing between what is within our power and what is not within our power. And that comes down to thought process. That comes down to many other things. It can be thoughts, it can be opinions, it could be actions, and it can be reactions. That's all within our power. Now, the opposite, which traders and most people go through life, is they concentrate on the things that are not within their power. And have you ever noticed that nearly all the times that we get in trouble, or all the times that someone commits a crime, or all the times that someone gets angry, they are trying to control the uncontrollable. And that's the flip side of what Stoicism is. It's how not to behave. And that can be the opinions of other people. That can be external events. And more importantly, when it comes to trading, that can be the outcome, which is very important in trading. So let me dive into the trading side of things, because you're here for the trading knowledge, etc., and things like that. And just remember what I said in relation to it's based on what we can and we cannot control, and understanding what we can and we cannot control. So once we go into trading, let's have a look at this. We are trading right at the top here, and we have processes and we have the outcome. Now, in our process, we have our risk. That's part of our process. We have our trade plan. We have the execution. All right. There's just simple things that we have. That is part of your process. That is part of my process. Our risk, our plan, and our execution. In the outcome box is the P&L, the monetary value, the win or the loss. That's what's in the outcome. Now, the problem comes, people, in trading is because we can only concentrate on the process. But as traders, we don't concentrate on the process, and we're so worried about the outcome, or we're so worried about the monetary or the P&L and what this charts is and is not going to do, that as traders, and especially as new traders, we obsess over the outcome. Now, if you think about that now, how ridiculous is that? But that's the way that we are wired. And we want to be right, and our ego will get in the way of that. So if we are trying to obsess on the outcome, the money, the P&L, all them things, how do you think that's going to work out? Now, we ignore our risk. We ignore our trade plan. I've worked with students and I've done it myself. I've got many students and they openly admit to me, Fran, I've got post-it notes everywhere. I've got motivational quotes. I've got posters. I've got procrastination clocks. I've got lockout buttons, but I ignore them. I ignore them right there in front of me. They've got the trading plan. They ignore. They've got their risk. They know they should only be risking 2R, 1R. They risk 5R. They know they should only risk in one contract. They risk 10 contracts. And then the worst case scenario is when they ignore their execution. So a prime example would be if we get to a previous daily high and we don't get there and we get an entry, but it's not at our level and we ignore our execution. And then we can't understand why it goes wrong. So we ignore that. But what we need to do is flip them around. We need to flip the process and the outcomes around. And what do I mean by that? Well, basically, we need to become obsessed with the trading plan. We need to become obsessed with the risk management. We need to become obsessed with the execution. And we need to ignore and allow the P&L and the monetary value and the win or loss, the result. That is what we need to ignore and leave to the side, because that is out of our control. And if you rewind just 6 minutes of what I spoke about, Stoicism and the philosophy and what's made my life so much stress-free is because I do not stress over the things that I cannot control. They are out of my power. I do not have that power. But if I think I have that power because my ego gets in the way, or I want to be right all the time because I'm a winner and I think I should be winning all the time, then guess what's going to happen? I'm going to trigger emotions that are going to completely ruin my whole trading plan, my whole trading day, my week, my month, and possibly my whole trading career. So it's very, very simple. It's a simple concept, but go through this week and try and do that. When someone on the outside world says something to you, or something breaks in your life, or an unexpected bill comes, or an unexpected business call doesn't go your way, you cannot control that. You can only control the process and the effort that you put into that. Now, there's loads of Stoic books. As you know, I speak about the Daily Stoic or every morning. Get that. There are many. There are obviously Epictetus in Discords. There's Marcus Aurelius when it comes to meditations, probably the most famous one. And there's Ryan Holiday with Obstacle is the Way. Destiny is discipline, and stillness is the key, and all these types of ones. There's many Stoic videos, Stoic content and books out there. And this will change the game for you, my friends. Honestly, this will absolutely change the game if you take this process into your trading in this coming week. There's loads of videos out where people say how to scale to $1 million and how to flip an account to $10,000. That, my friends, is entertainment nonsense only. What you need to do is rewire and develop your mind in the way that it thinks. Now, remember, in life, my philosophy and the way that I am a principle is peace, profits, and purpose. Now, to have peace, we're going to have to design our life, which is internally. And that comes from understanding how we work as human beings. How do you work as a human being? So internally is what gives a mirror externally. You must understand that how your life is now is how you are internally. And you are a mirror getting straight back at you. Very, very important that you understand that. And that's how you can go and get to work. Your trading is a reflection of you as an individual. If you're erratic, if you're impulsive, if your life is a mess, all these things are a mess, your trading is a mess. Now, you're never going to be perfect. I'm not perfect in my trading. But as each week and each month and each year goes by, you get better and better and better if you are learning from what you are trying to do. So go away on this types of video and just think of what I've said. If you feel attacked, you've got an ego problem. Go and work on your ego. If you feel I'm talking nonsense, you're probably not going to make it because you don't want to do the work on the certain things. You will not be able to win in this game if you think you can control the outcome. The outcome is not within your power. And you must understand that. But if you get the dopamine, like I've said in previous videos, and you get the buzz and the reward by concentrating on the stuff that you are ignoring at the moment, your risk, your process, your risk, your plan and your execution, rather than the Instagram crazy TikTok world of P&L, monetary, and getting loads of money, you're going to win the game and you're going to be in this game for a very, very long time. So again, if you need any help with that, you know where I am. Hit the link. There is a link there if you want to jump on board with me, and we can obviously sit down, see if you're a good fit for us and I'm a good fit for you. But again, as always, and look out for the next one.